Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to BHIS TV. My name is Agada Wengiswater. Welcome to the show today. Now, on today's show, we will be talking about ICT innovations in the Bielsa Health Insurance Scheme. Now, as you already know, we live in a fast-paced, technologically advanced society, advanced world. And right here in BHIS, we are already on board. Now, to join me on today's discuss in the studio, we have with us a very renowned ICT expert, Mr. Williams Odinigwe. Now, Mr. Williams Odinigwe is the IT project manager with Corona Management Systems here in Bielsa State. Mr. Williams, good to have you with us here in the studio. You're welcome.
Nice to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much. All right, Mr. Williams, let's go straight into our discourse today. But briefly, I'd like you to tell us about Corona Management Systems. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So, Corona Management Systems, CMS, as
Yes.
people fondly call it in short form. So, we are a social enterprise. So, you are into the ICT space, and we are into the public health space.
Okay.
And also, we also provide TA support to government, implement programs across Africa and globally.
Yeah.
So we also innovative in the sense of using ICT for developments to solve problems.
Yeah.
As in this case, that is bringing up these conversations that we
Yeah.
are having. So we've been around for over a decade now. So and we have our footprints in several programs running across the world, and yeah.
And now you're here in Bielsa State,
Yes,
set
exactly.
to transform the Bielsa Health
Yeah,
Insurance
we have
Scheme.
even been around the Bielsa State for
Wow, that's
over a
amazing.
decade too,
All
in
right.
terms of providing TA support to the Ministry of Health in other programs and also the BHIS
All right.
in that
So,
capacity.
all right. Now you're right in Bielsa, right here in BHIS, all right, offering a wonderful package which you would disclose to us. Now, based on this package, how do you think, or what do you foresee to be the impact of this package towards achieving universal healthcare coverage in Bielsa?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So as we all know, the idea of UHC, that's
Yeah.
universal health coverage. So it's like the World Health Organization standard that every individual in the world is supposed to be under an insurance cover
Of
and
course,
not
yeah.
having to make any financial constraints in trying to receive healthcare. So in just trying to ascertain and to make this WHO standard, make it a practice. So that's the hence of having, and in trying to do all this in terms of health insurance,
Yes.
you actually need a standard health management information system. So that's where we came in, trying to be innovative in that idea, creating a robust health insurance management information system ranging from enrollment, claims processing, managing, and also robust analytics.
Yeah.
And in terms of also having a management compartment too.
Okay.
So like a content management system where you can manage this whole software from a user end, and it works seamlessly fine. Yeah.
Amazing. So still on this software, tell us, how possible would it be for someone or beneficiaries, right, or prospective beneficiaries to enroll themselves from the comfort of their homes?
Okay, it's as seamless as you can have it. So it's just basically speaking to, let me say, our day-to-day activity in trying to open up like a Facebook for yourself. So it's almost as easy as that. So there's a link. So in as much as you want to provide, you wish to join the scheme. So you have like a link. Then you go on that link. Then it's clearly spelled in the on the landing page,
Okay.
where you have like self-registration or self-enrollment. So once you go on that portal, it's different from actually being enrolled by an accredited enrollment officer.
Okay.
So because all this, the idea of technology is to be innovative and to solve people's problems, make life easy for people. So all this was factored in. So in the comfort of your home with your device, be it a laptop, be it a mobile phone, you can just access the web address.
Yeah.
Then you go under the self-registration pane. Then you are required to fill in some forms. So you have to send some biodata about yourself.
Okay.
So when you send in those biodata, then you're also required to provide a standard or a government issued ID card just for validation purposes.
Yeah.
So you provide those ID card, then you can send in your information, and definitely you have to pay. That's the essence of insurance.
That's true.
So you have
Pay
all
premium,
definitely that's the word premium. So all the programs available are listed there.
Yeah.
So be it formal sector, informal sector, or whichever programs the BHIS wants to be on screen for
Amazing.
to be able to choose.
So what you're trying to tell us now is what you are coming with to the Bielsa Health Insurance Scheme is to cut off the hassle of beneficiaries coming down to the BHI's office to register, because there are some persons, like you said, like we have in the Bioscience Health Insurance Scheme, the informal sector. So that means people who don't even reside in Bioscience State could actually benefit. But in order to, ensure that, okay, let's save time, let me save transport, so I don't need to come to the office to register, all right, and go through the process of having to fill the physical forms and all of that. Now, what you're offering is, from the comfort of my home, I could pick up my device, my system, laptop, my phone, log in to the website, I'll register, and then provide whatever it is I'm told to provide. And afterward, I get an update or a notification that I'm actually registered or a beneficiary of the Bioscience Health Insurance Scheme. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Amazing.
Okay. Yeah. To further share the context on that. So the idea of, like I said, innovation is contactless registration.
Okay.
Like, we don't have to jostling down to where we need to do enrollment. Oh, you're here, they are here. You're trying to hustle down, or you have to be at the office, because we definitely know what the situation of the country is now. And people trying to commute around, it can be a lot currently.
Of course.
So all this was considered, and you understand, so you can easily and seamlessly do this registration at the comfort of your home. So that's what I'm saying. When you do this, you make your payments and whatever. So for security reasons too, so all this self-registration, it's like there has to be like a caveat on them. So BHIS has to now validate this enrollment. So upon they have to verify that the payment was made and it has dropped, and also the identification, the means of identification and the information, because you have to also you fill in the healthcare provider you want to use, and conversations around that BHIS is privy to. So once you meet all those criteria and they feel like, oh, okay, all they just need to do is activate your account. Okay,
now just another question. How can your system, all right, ensure the authenticity of the ID card provided, or authenticity of the payments made? How can your system ensure that?
Okay, so in trying to validate IDs, so it's just basically speaking to integrating APIs, that's application programming interfaces. So you can integrate, let's say, an IMSI API into the system, and in turn that would validate an ID for you. So in the case that, I'm sure maybe when you try to use maybe all these our fintech solutions where you ask to put in your BVN, then you see it loads, then it populates your information. So see, that's an API. You understand? So something of sort you can be available, is available depending on the context you're speaking to here. So when you have those APIs, so it talks to that other DMC database and it gives you that information. So that verifies you and know that, oh, okay, the information this person is providing also speaks to, and also there is an upload image. So if you're a document, supporting documents where you can upload maybe date of birth, if depending on the type of enrollment you're trying to do. So there's also field images where you can upload the date of birth certificate or marriage certificate, depending on the program type you're signing up for.
Excellent one. Now let's talk about your application and its use in the healthcare providers, that's the hospitals. All right, now I have just a simple question here for you. Okay, now I'd like to know, how can our healthcare providers, hospitals, benefit from this development, this new update you're providing us with?
Okay, the benefit to the healthcare provider end now, it's really robust if you're trying to speak in details to it, because during the whole process of this deployment, there had been that process of doing their own end of the training. Like I said, the system is two-ended. So there's an admin end and there's an healthcare provider end. So where they're able to do their own bit of the system and seamlessly send across. So I think what has been in existence is a manual form of managing claims. So, and that has really created a lot of bottlenecks in terms of delays in claims payments to these healthcare providers, and also a bit of cumbersome work on the end of the HS. And we're having to move in papers, trying to commute papers there and there. They can get damaged, they can get lost, or anything can happen to papers, you understand? But with this innovation at this point in time now, no one needs to travel anymore. No one needs to fill papers anymore. So the idea is just, when you request for a pre-authorization code, so, and initially they have like maybe making calls, but they are not, you don't even really need to do any form of call making at this point, because the BHI is already fitted with staffers that are going to be approving these whole code processes. So once these codes are being sent from the healthcare provider, so all this happens in real time, in the sense that, okay, an enrollee comes to a specific healthcare provider trying to maybe request for a service. So they request for a PA code on behalf of the enrollee. Then it comes to the BHIS here. So they review and approve or reject according to the information that was sent for that request.
What's it like the duration, okay, from when a code is being requested? Now with this application, how fast would it take for the claims to be processed?
Okay, so, and in terms of speaking to what you're saying in existence and everything, so the idea is all these processes being in one platform.
Okay.
And I think that's not what we has really been on ground. Okay. So it's almost like a modularly segmented program where you have maybe my enrollment or different components of the system in different modules, in bundled or unbundled applications in this case. Well, now we are speaking to everything now being on one particular platform. So the process is, it's almost like maybe say, if I can say millisecond at this point. So it's just at the healthcare provider, it's just a click of a button. The way you have, maybe you're trying to make a transfer at the click of a button. So once you making your request line items and you just click on the request, they get it within that millisecond, and if they need to approve within that same second. So all this process I'm saying is something that can happen in seconds.
Quite amazing. Thank you so much. All right, now let's talk about security of enrollees. How does your application guarantee the security of enrollees?
Okay, so I will just robustly speak to security because as it concerns enrollees, it particularly concerns BHIS because the enrollee data is
not just enrollees. We're also talking about hospitals because the hospital database is also involved. So
sure. So speaking to that, it concerns every person as regards BHIS. So majorly one security feature that is in this system is we implemented an RBAC system. So that is a role-based access control.
Okay.
So this role-based access control. Okay. So this role-based access control is what helps you manage the system in terms of privileges. Okay. So let's say an enrollment officer who was recruited or a volunteer in trying to do probably an enrollment, or maybe BHIS was over, they had like maybe a whole lot of work, so they had to like get help or stuff. So you can give access to somebody and they're only privy to a portion of that system that concerns them.
Really?
Do you understand? Okay. So it's not one access for everybody. I think currently for the BHIS, we have about 9 roles. Okay. So you can see how that has been broken down. Yeah. So every department has their own bits to the system so that they can function effectively. Okay, so part of the conversation moving prior to this whole development process was, maybe a bit of departments, they would say, they need a bit of information. They have to go through a whole lot of process in trying to get up an information. But now at your own end, on your own desk, you can get whatever KPIs, that's key performance indicators, you need to make decisions with. You understand? So, and also to even see, we have like a very well detailed dashboard. So off of just viewing the dashboard, you're able to even just see, let's say as an administrator, you need to just make some key information, this key informatics information on the step. So once you just view your dashboard, you can see your enrollment stats as against your claim stats. So we have pie charts and bar graphs to just briefly display that for you. Then we have like a robust analytics and reporting system where you can choose to drive granular data when you need to get granular data. So
enrollee data is safe.
Yeah,
hospital data very safe.
Yeah.
Amazing application. Security. Amazing application. So
and also to say on that, we part of what we do too, we keep updating the system, to fit into the latest technological security trends. So I won't really dive into that, but just buttress on the fact that enrollee data, hospital data, we know that health records are one of the most valuable records that don't need to be put out there. So all this has been considered, and everyone's record is safe.
Just another question, but before asking, I'd like to make reference to something that happens repeatedly with some applications, the banking applications.
Sure.
All right. Let's say OPay, for instance, or Access Bank, for instance, or some other applications, for instance. You try to do a transaction and you see that, maybe the mobile network delays, and then the application, the whatever it is you try to do did not go through successfully, but you're debited, all right? Or you try to do something, then there's an error, all right? Now, would the application have such challenges?
Okay, to speak on that, it will not have such
during enrollment process.
It will not have such challenges in the sense that if and also to speak, we have for enrollment, we have a dual functional in terms of enrollment. Like we have offline and online capabilities when it comes to enrollment. The terrain was understudied, given that a lot of areas don't have internet access. So and enrollment needs to go on in those places. So there is, and like I said, there is a mobile Android application fitted for this process. So with that mobile Android application, you can go to anywhere you need to go to. All you just need is just get the tablets or the devices charged, and you can go and conduct enrollment for as many numbers as you need to. And once you just come back to where there is internet, you can just synchronize. That's the word, you synchronize, and those data reflects on the database, and it all happens in real time.
Oh, amazing. Wow, thank you so much, Mr. Williams Odinigwe. Amazing technological innovations there. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of today's show on the BHIS TV. Now, remember, BHIS is all about providing quality healthcare for all Bayelsans. I will also focus on achieving universal healthcare coverage, and with these technological innovation brought to us today, we are sure going to achieve that. So keep watching the show, stay tuned, and see you next time. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you.